OG's turn to ban. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. OG's turn to ban. Dire team ban. Oh. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Game 2 of OG versus Brame in the upper division of the Western European DPC League coming your way right now here at Dream League Season 15. And it should be a really good one. Game 1 went the way of OG, but Brame definitely showed that they also know how to fight, and definitely hoping that we're going to see another Snowman and Earth Spirit, as he had a big impact on the game. I'm here with BSJ and Cap, and we are ready for the draft of Game 2. That's it. That's your camera time, guys. I know you guys are still staring at the camera.
We're still practicing.
Yeah. Oh, we got another Earth Spirit and Pugman coming out again. But this time it's on the side of OG. So they just opened with Brame's opening
Is this
from
like
previous
straight
game.
disrespect or what?
I don't know.
Is this like, if we'll show you how to win with these two
Okay,
girls?
I will tell you.
Anything you can do, I can do better.
True. And also, OG last season, the first couple of series that they played, they had a little bit of a theme going on. With first game looked good, won the game. Second game, clowning around a little bit, losing the game, but then winning game 3 again. So if there is a time for OG to clown around a little bit, it would be this game, and perhaps copying the draft from their opponents from previous game might be one of them.
Nothing would make us all happier than to go to a game 3.
True.
Brame are in their opener, they're just planting out this very, very difficult to deal with offer. Doom got some big old buffs. 3 base armor buff. Brian, that's a lot of armor.
That's like more than double his armor.
3 of those meme comics in a row.
Yeah.
Literally unkillable times 3.
And it's actually, it's more like cubed. So it's 1 cubed instead of times 3.
But he didn't have any armor before, so he went from
we brought in a mathematician.
0 to 3.
And then on top of that, like Shadow Shaman's one of the strongest laning heroes from last patch into this patch. Like not a whole lot is going to change about that because his base damage is so high. This is like, when it comes to like, if I want to win lanes, it's not about your spells so much as your stats. If you are statty, if you thick, then you can win the lane.
That last patch.
Yeah.
You just have 335 move speed, 5 armor, and 60 damage. You'll be able to win pretty much every lane.
Yeah.
And Ember Spirit, he did get massively buffed. His level 1 Flame Guard went from 8 seconds to 11. So his early game laning stage, I would just say it also accelerates
pop Flame Guard. If
True.
you can't plop. And I feel like the Pugna certainly can.
Yeah, Pugna's really not great against Ember though, like in game.
Yeah.
Usually Ember, he can break your suck in like 3 different ways.
Yeah.
And he also just gets on top of you in the mid game.
And probably doesn't save anybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah.
So I'm not a huge fan of, I mean, it's Thompson, so they might just leave the Pugna as core. mid lane that is, but I wouldn't be a huge fan of it here when they see the Ember picked up.
It might be Brame has a philosophy that I know like Liquid has, for example, which is that like at the highest execution level, we can deal with this, right? Because Doom, his primary target is going to be going after that Pugna, right?
Yeah.
If he does it to anybody else, they're getting both a Photic Shield and life drain. You know, like that person's going to survive. So I think he pretty much has to run after the Pugna for a lot of it. So
You think Medusa's possibly coming here for OG? One of the OG like heroes that deals with Doom.
And one of the ranged carries you really wanted to see.
Yeah, we haven't seen any of those yet, so clearly I don't understand anything.
Well, we've seen Medusa banned quite a few times.
Yeah, Medusa, just kind of a cheesy hero. And I'm looking at it for Brame, and I don't think their lineup's very good against it so far. And OG needs that hero to sit behind, because Pugna, Earth Spirit, Abaddon, none of them really want to be in front. It's like, yeah, Abaddon can kind of just run in sometimes, but that's not... I'm assuming it's a no-tail Abaddon. Maybe that's too bold.
Typically, it is him playing it.
yeah.
They go PL. So PL's super strong against everyone here that's not Ember. It's not horrible against Ember. I have to believe the Shard is insanely good against two ranged squishy supports.
Yes. The BSJ Phantom Lancer Shard.
If you look at the
10
patch
seconds
notes
remaining.
of PL, if he doesn't buy a Shard, I'm going to be upset. It's
5
literally a
seconds
nerfs across the
remaining.
board and then buff Shard.
Every single Phantom Lancer I get on my team, like I've been influenced by BSJ at this point in time. I'm just like, you should really get the Shard. Like, no, please get the Shard. And I never do that because, you know, like I'm not a carry player, so I don't want to influence my carry
Yeah,
players'
do they buy it?
decisions. No, they never do. They don't believe in it, Brian.
It's... Never mind. I'm not going to get into this. He's going to buy Shard. It's going to come out Diffusal Manta
Shadow
Shard.
Shaman is going to be very sad.
Yeah, they're going to die in like 2 hits to Shard Illusions. It's fine. I like the PL just because they don't... So they have Embers, quote-unquote, to deal with it, but they don't have a reliable way to find the real one. Like, they have Shadow Shaman and Doom, and as long as he's spawned a couple illusions, it's going to be difficult for Brame to start the fight the way that they want to.
Dire team banned.
What would you like to see as a way to deal with it? They still have a hero, of course, to pick up, but it has to be a hero for
Turn to
focus.
ban.
Yeah, I think it's a really good ban in the Anti-Mage. It's a decent matchup against PL, but most notably, it's a carry that can kind of ignore the PL and blink on everyone else, right?
Yeah.
So a Spectre might be another ban I would really like to see here. I think
That's-
Spectre would be quite scary for the way OG wants to play.
If you do any of those like
10 seconds
those
remaining.
non-mobile like Battle Fury heroes, right? Then you are usually very susceptible to
5
Pugna.
seconds
You know, you're kind of like
remaining.
Ursas and stuff. Like Decrepify is going to ruin.
You're
the
also
game
running
quite a
through
lot,
a
right?
PL, right? Which
Yeah.
you're getting all your mana burned. If they manage to draw out the fight for like 10 seconds, you're suddenly useless. So they definitely need that guy that jumps the back lines. I'd be surprised if it's not Spectre here, but what do I know at the end of the day?
Is there any hero in particular you like to see for Seb? As I believe that is what OG is still looking
A
for.
fight committer.
Fight committer.
Something like I don't want to see this hero specifically, but something like a Centaur,
Okay.
Mars, something that's gonna like,
Jump in first.
yeah, just say like, we want to fight here, so we're gonna get to fight here. Right now, I imagine Brame can kind of just walk away
Okay.
from anything that looks disadvantageous. So let's have a punish. That's what I want to see.
I will say I'm a well-known Centaur hater, but I did play it once in this new patch, because it got 4 buffs.
Yeah.
Every single one of his abilities got buffed, even if it is 3% on strength return damage or whatever. But
That's free damage.
it feels okay. It feels okay. I actually think it
They
might
buffed
be
his items.
back.
Like Vanguard,
True.
Yeah.
It's a little
they-
thing.
bracers, Vanguards, all that got buffed.
We saw Centaur earlier today. It did work out, I believe.
Damn, there's that Spectre ban. I know
Nice.
you, no tail. I see you, dog.
All right, so what's left then? Ursus, Svens, like there's not a whole lot of
you gotta get a
cleaving
jumper.
heroes left that feel good against Pugna.
You gotta do something like Ricky, maybe.
Riki? Oh.
10
Yeah.
seconds remaining.
Slark? Oh, no,
Yeah.
Slark's bad against PL.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you.
I actually,
you
I,
can't do Slark.
I think you
Turn to
actually need to not consider the PL matchup, and you need to jump the back line here.
Okay.
That's my
Dire
answer.
team pick.
Nice
You
job.
know, I'm on. Me and No Tail, we're boys,
Damn.
man. We're boys. I talked to him once at TI, and now we're just mind melded. That was like 4 years ago.
Synced. Good call. Fit in their lineup, and they thought so too. So yeah, they go for the Centaur for Seb,
10
and we're looking
seconds
for the
remaining.
last hero for Brame. So you want something that doesn't care about PL or Centaur because it'll go behind and kill instead Pugna and Earth Spirit. Even though Earth Spirit also jumps in, so you just go for the Pugna.
BSJ, finish it out strong.
Yeah, go for it.
I need to see a hero list, but I think.
Nope, too late. Alchemist.
Oh,
Okay.
Hulk. Yeah, that's it.
Oracle Alk. Okay. I can work with that.
I always like seeing Alk when I feel like I don't really like your draft and I feel like your back's against the wall. I need something that like changes the nature of the game.
Yeah.
And Alchemist does that on top of also being able to deal with PL.
When I see an Alchemist in the game, I like to call an Alchemist game.
It is indeed an Alchemist game. There's no way around that.
You know, the name that you have on the DPC registration page is the name that you'll have for the rest of the season and therefore also for TI. I think we should forget about the name Ana because he has registered on the page as HumbleGod, which will now be his name from this point forward. Yes.
This makes me slightly uncomfortable.
That's a 10 out of 10 name on the Ana scale.
Is it?
Okay.
Are they going to do it again?
Remaining.
In game 2 or
Yeah.
TI 10?
Okay, game 2. Let's go for game 2 first, one step at a time.
If they win this game,
go all the way.
TI.
I think they got it. I think,
Yeah.
but I do think this Alchemist might be a gotcha pick. If the Alchemist manages to get like that 5 minutes of farm, then I'd be really scared. I think he might go for the battle or the Radiance over the Battle Fury against the PL. Kind of curious what he chooses to go there, but I think the Centaur hero really sealed their draft up really well.
I like Brame here. I like their draft more. They also managed to like showcase that they can get off to a good start. They do it again this time around with an Alchemist lineup, and I think they've got this in the bag.
Okay, well, that would be great news for all Dota fans around the world because that would mean that we get a third game to this series. But first, Brame has to also execute properly here in this second game of the best of 3. I'm gonna pass you over to our commentary duo of Moxie and Fog.
All right. We got game number 2. We've got a Phantom Lancer who, in my opinion, Fog, is one of the most buffed heroes that is currently strong in this meta. I'm not sure if you agree with that.
I'm mixed. I always like a PL, and it's an Ana PL, so let's give it like 10 more points than usual.
I believe now with the cooldown on his Spirit Lance and whatnot, I think you can have like I think it was like a maximum of 280% hero damage or something like that now. It's absolutely insane. There'll be a lot of damage coming out.
We'll see if he does. I mean, if he does go for it, I think he probably will. It does appear to be really strong. Hey, you know, we got from one team first. OG takes it away, and they're bringing it back to them. Maybe show them how it's done. This is exciting, and we do get to see the Centaur again. I mentioned it in the earlier series this morning. Big fan of this hero right now. A lot of these old offlaners that were kind of just completely gone out of the meta are starting to come back. Particularly the stamp. It's 90 seconds at all levels. It's unbelievably strong now. They buffed literally every single one of them. It does feel pretty good, and it gives them an extra form to actually be able to do stuff and force action. As with Thompson playing Pugna, it might be a little bit harder for them to actually get like lockdown because they do lack that from the mid laner. This will provide that, and yeah, we'll see what Thompson is doing. Pugna is. This is, you know, he is an absolute specialist. This is one of his most played.
Will definitely be a treat here, but Soxa has attracted a little bit more attention than I think he'd really like here. Function will buy him a little bit more time, but it still looks like he is going to be the first blood as Skylark will swing that mighty sword. Get a nice root off here as well, coming out from Spartan. Seb forced to run away, but again, he is fairly tanky, so he's going to be able to just walk out of that jungle, but they all took a lot of damage there, Fogged.
Yeah, they did. They were able to find the ward immediately too. That's the thing. Is like they found Soxa, so they know there's a ward on the high ground. So to take that one away. However, it does look like OG's gonna get themselves 3 of those bounty runes. Stoneman only able to grab the 1. And now did anyone skill anything completely terrible? No, right?
I don't think so.
Normal abilities. Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing breaking. Okay, good. I saw Ano. He's holding the skill point just in case. Thompson, yeah, everyone else just skill cording. The acid sprays and whatnot.
Nothing too crazy lost there. Of course, you know, that regen was a little bit of an issue because they were forced to use quite a bit of it, especially over on the side of OG. But, you know, it's the start of the game. Everything's fine. I will say, though, for those of you who are not familiar with Stolmanen, this Shadow Shaman, he plays a lot of it. And we talk about how aggressive he's been with that Earth Spirit. He's still very aggressive with his Shaman as well. And luckily, his team has that synergy. Well, they will back him up, but definitely not as playmaking as the Earth Spirit, for sure.
Yeah,
Careful
he's
with
just
that
gonna be playing
courier.
the lane. No tell. Will he get it?
Yep.
Speedy
He
325.
will.
Speed.
He's on a horse, Spog. He's got it.
He is. Oh, this is slow horse heroes. I don't know. Actually, are there any slow horse? I don't think there are. You could call actually. Horse heroes are fast.
Yeah. Yep.
Used to not always be.
It makes sense, you know? Logic in my game of magic. And but they are duking it out over here. Have to be a little bit careful. Someone, of course, does hit very hard, but No Tail, of course, does have ways of protecting himself and getting a better advantage here.
No Tail's happy as long as he's hitting him instead of hitting the creeps, right? Because then Ana can maybe try to get last hits because of that massive base damage that Shadow Shaman does have. We still see. I'll say Humble God. You know what? I'll give it to everybody. I'll say Humble God. He's struggling still. He can't actually get many last hits down here versus this Shadow Shaman and Doom. He's at only 1 right now.
God, Humble God sounds so anime. I'm sorry.
I know. I can't. I don't think I can say it honestly.
I can hear it in the Japanese like anime voice.
I've known Ana too long too. I don't know.
Well, it's like when No Tail tried to rebrand. Remember, he wanted to be Big Daddy, and then he became Big Daddy No Tail. Then he just gave up, and he's back to No Tail.
I think most rebrands don't work. Like even like what Eurus, everyone just calls it Roxy. You know, it's make it sit. As we're seeing mid, Thompson doing very well in this matchup. It's quite a Pugna favored one. You sure you have some place to dodge damage with your flip guards and your slides, but you're just getting and your tower's getting harassed too. As we said, Thompson comfortable with all matchups. All matchups pretty much.
It's definitely the situation we saw in the last game too, when Thompson was on the Ricky, and you had it just changed up with Wish, of course, playing that Pugna. So it's going to be a bit difficult, but there are plenty of ways for this Ember to try to get themselves back into the game more comfortably. But of course, that is going to come at the cost, most likely, of a tower, because Pugna does push so quickly. No Tail.
It's going to be Thompson taking a huge charge. This mid lane, and No Tail.
He's dead.
He'll die. Testing the small camp, so being an absolute nuisance for Wish.
Handsome devil, aren't I?
You're welcome.
Be interested to see just, you know, the pressure that Thompson is going to be able to put down early on here. It is a little bit faster of a lineup than last time around. And you know that they want to put a lot of pressure onto this Alchemist, but they get a kick back over here on Spartan. Look at the stomp, and is forced out that Fairy Fire, but down goes the Oracle.
Very nicely done. Seb, although he's not getting the most last hits up here, gets himself the kill. He's gone for this naked build into a Bring a Health, so he'll have extra sustain. Oh, he's still going Vanguard. I think this is like a new thing because it got buffed. It just feels good. Hero like the Centaur anyway. We'll see Thompson, level 5. They're gonna double TP to mid, secure the rune. Both supports here trying to help out Wish.
Well, I think they want to hinder Thompson as much as possible. That's my guess here. So, Spartan.
And Spartan though,
He is,
pay for it.
yeah, he's the unlucky one. He picked the wrong side. He's trying to get Roshan to pay attention to him, but just a little bit too late there.
I like that though. Nukes the Roche. He's like, come here. Come get a hit on him.
Notice me,
Oh, no.
senpai.
Yeah.
Sorry, too many anime references. Did you know that Dota has an anime, by the way, Fog? Let's chill out completely here.
And Envy was right. Now bottom, Doxa making another move.
Stoneman and trying to find us something. Does have the Fairy Fire, though, and they've got the Photic Shield over here on HumbleGod. They're looking, they're hunting. Can they find him? It looks like they'll turn back around. They need to be careful, though. Ana can't afford to go down here. Stoneman does get taken down by HumbleGod. Roll forward, though, again, coming out from Soxa. It's pretty difficult to get a kill on a Doom here, but they do manage to find a kill on the Courier. Did he die to Tau?
The range creep.
Oh, okay.
I think that one single range creep that's right next to Skylark right there just took out on his Courier.
That feels bad.
Okay, that would actually kill it. Maybe it wasn't. I don't even know.
There's a lot going on during that.
He got his items delivered. He got the Band of Elven skin delivered in the meantime, so now he's going to keep his farm going. And now they can't actually pressure down bottom too much. Doom and the Shadow Shaman, they're going to have to just go elsewhere. Like, Skylark's going to have to start doing this, regulation. And we're going to have to see where Stoneman wants to go. I don't think you can actually bully the PL whatsoever. He's going to just build the farm. And you're just going to give up kills if you come down here.
Well, they brought Stoneman back down for now. Managed to go get the kill on the Courier. I feel like it's very dangerous, though, to just leave HumbleGod all alone, like, and let him just get free farm.
Dire's top tower is under
Yeah, no,
attack.
definitely. I think maybe it might be time I'm like wondering if maybe Wish should make the move down here soon, because like it really does feel like he's just gonna be able to fully sustain with this Abaddon sitting behind him with the Doom, like versus the Doom. Doom's damage is just slow. The Scorched Earth, until he has actual Doom online, he's not really a threat at all. So maybe they just have to keep themselves parked down here, but I think it's just risky. I think Saksa, he can a lot of plays.
I mean, if you leave the mid lane, then you run into the issue of just your tower going down. Focus does have to be careful. They got an Urn Charge on him. Does have Spartan nearby, but they are starting to get extremely aggressive. Sam going on in, runs in. He's going to be able to go get the kill onto Spartan. But are they going to be able to get anything else here? That is the question. They would love to get their hands onto Focus. Bottom lane, though, there's the shackles coming out over onto Ana. Not quite enough damage, though. Just going to try to poke at him a bit.
Can't quite go for more, but Stampede's low cooldown, as we know now, 90 seconds. So first usage of it, very nice. They even almost get some good damage on the bottom, too. I actually saw Skylark drop low, and what we're talking about. So I'm just not sure how they want to distribute their resources. As I said, yeah, you don't want to leave mid either. It's just, it seems tough for Brame now for these next few months. But you know what? They're happy because at least their Alchemist is farming, but you have to just feel a little worried because all three cores are starting to get this big farm on OG. So you have to start making some moves around the map to at least slow down somebody.
I just feel like they're going to keep continuing to poke at Alchemist as well. And yes, he's getting the farm currently, but it's just so easy for them when they have like an Earth Spirit, when you've got Thompson who can just start taking down towers, starting to really, you know, open up the map more towards OG. Starts to get very claustrophobic for the side of Brame.
Yeah, at least now Skylark, he's got the 6. So he's got Doom online, so now he can actually stay down here. But yeah, Stominen sitting around mid, trying to protect Wish. Saksa, Thompson, both are ready.
Radiant's bottom
Rune's
tower
coming out in
is
about
under attack.
15 seconds.
Some movement here. You can see Saksa getting into position. Leads to crap a 5 slow. Life drain. It's just going to slide himself away. Just need to be careful with Stominen's here. Nice silence, though. We'll keep it from using the shackles immediately. Remnants forward here from Wish.
Rune's bottom.
Spartan trying to hold on to it long enough here. He is forced to pick it up, though, from no-tail. Cannot grab it. Go root him into place. Stominen is there a bit slow, but, you know, here comes Skylark. He's a fast boy. He's going to be able to body block, so they'll find themselves a kill.
Very nice. And wow, no hesitation from Skylark. He actually TPs to the bottom tower just from right, pretty close to it. Just doesn't want to miss what would look like a double creep wave. So don't have a TP available to go help out the lanes. And immediately we actually see Ana is the one who makes the rotation to top. And Seth, he's just contesting jungle. Don't let Seth get the jungle attempts at all.
That is a big problem. They need to help Focus out here and make sure that he can get his farm on. Stop. It's going to be the next follow up. All right, he's not going to be able to run away from this one this time around. Followed up with a nice root into place, but they just don't really have that much damage just yet. And they're all out of ways to cancel it. Oh, never mind. It comes Wishes, gets those searing chains off. They're off the hex. It's taken a lot to kill Seb, but they eventually find it. And Skylark was sitting very, very low down here himself. Let's be careful. Roll forward coming out from Saksa. Not going to be able to quite connect. It was close.
Handsome devil, aren't I?
And that's a Doom. That was a Doom used on Thompson for Skylark to get away from there.
I thought you were going to say...
Their stack. Huh?
I thought you were going to say that was a Doom for what? Nah.
Doom to survive. When
Yes.
he lives, and if he died, then it's a Doom for what?
I do have some more stacks coming out, though, over here on the side of Brame, so they need to protect them, though. It's going to be very important that the Alchemist is able to actually get them, and that they're not contested here with Stominen. And following up with the Hex immediately, gets a nice silence off from Saksa, but the body block's coming out from Skylark will make sure that he's not able to roll on out. Stominen looking for an angle here, just burning to death, and they don't even need those shackles as down he goes. But now, of course, we're seeing some pressure being placed over here on this mid lane. Have a Pugna makes things difficult, and Focus is trying his best here, but No-Tail's been a thorn in his side, as has Seb. One more head down goes that middle tower.
Time to take buildings. Centaur shows up with the Pugna, PL shows up top. Both these towers gonna go down. Now the jungle is here. Just has to be quite careful as Thompson, he's on top of him.
They are, and he's just not going to be able to run away fast. That the body blocks are coming out from No-Tail, though he does sit very low. Spartan is nearby. Going to be able to save him a little bit longer. Grabify coming out. Now this is not looking good here for this Ember Spirit, who does have a remnant up. He comes back up again. Was a bit close for comfort. Roll forward, coming up for Saksa. Be able to give a kick off to step in maybe the wrong direction there just a little bit. Spartan does go down. for the OG heroes to make their way to the jungle.
Left side. OG has fully claimed it with all these heroes. Now they have to make sure they keep this right side, because that's where the majority of those big stacks really are. Focus is starting to work on them, but OG, they know. Like, they want to run up here and invade. Seb's still not making the way over, where he's the big tanky one. They do need him to walk onto that high ground, but Sox is going to go in for the second.
Got vision now. It's not looking good for Stormanen, as he is going to get life drained. Skylark chasing after Thompson here. A little bit of a heal tossed out by No Tail. Seb again, big tanky boy, gets the stop. Look at this life drain. The roll in coming out from Saxa. And one more hit should do the trick. Down goes Skylark.
I just realized Seb got the dream. Not only does he have the Vanguard, but he got the chip vest too.
Oh yeah.
Max retaliation. He just walk behind these creeps and look how much damage it actually does. He takes 0 damage for this. They're applying pressure all over, and PL is getting all
Spartan.
the
Spartan. What are you doing? Oh, Spartan, life drain, but does manage to go. Throw out that W, and they're on the hunt now for Thompson, it looks like. They've got the remnants coming forward. There's now this nearby. Room to place, they'll be able to go, use that stampede, so that little Skellyman, who was already very fast, is going to be even faster, and he thanks them with a lovely tip. And they take the stack. Oh, no!
The chip vest, the retaliation. Again, there, low cooldown. If this was the old Centaur, these stampedes would not be coming out as frequent. Stampede saves Thompson, and now they're able to walk away while also taking.
That feels so bad if you're a Brame fan, but if you're OG, you're giggling the entire time as you take those.
Yeah, we always say, Alchemist game, Alchemist is only 600 net worth of bug not even like 1,400 above of PL. Now has to use them. So PL is going to get involved with this team now, and Alchemist still needs time. Doesn't even have Radiance yet.
Yeah, you know.
Say, yeah, it's 12 minutes in, like it's late or something. 12 minutes in Alchemist, so.
It is. It's definitely one of those situations where you want your Alc to be ahead, but you want him to be ahead a lot further than this as well. Ana continues to just be elusive, move around the map, get his farm on, and it seems like he's having a great time. Focus is working hard for that money.
Fusel's online.
Look at this
Time for
concern.
Ana to start joining into the fray.
Careful here, Soxa and No Tail, both revealing themselves. No Tail's absolutely fine. Roll in, coming out from Soxa. A little bit off the mark, though. They need to be careful, though. Thompson coming in hot. They'll follow up with the mass TPs. They're trying to just take out Soxa. They're not going to be able to. The Doom comes out from Skylark. So, looks like Thompson's not going to be a part of this now. It's going to be Soxa who gets taken down. SSA Spartan is also there. Ana, he's left all alone here. He's going to need some help from the rest of his team, but they just don't have the lockdown. No Tail following up here is going to be able to go heal him back into place. That's being held as well. As he gets a nice stomp up over onto 2. Life Drain comes out over onto the Alchemist. They Ana still alive, and Kenny just chases down after Focus. Down he goes. Thompson getting the final hit off. What looked like it was going to be a dangerous place here for the Humble God proves to be just a piece of cake when he's got the rest of his team there to support him.
Oh my. And he just cleans up all the surface. And I mean, it's just gone from an Alchemist game to a PL game really quickly as he's just taken over Seb. Even trying to connect on Skylark. Skylark will go away.
Did you watch Seb? He just goes, hits some of the creeps. He's like, Skylark, the rest of the team's gonna come clean you up, probably. Hex coming out, though, over on the side, but now Stormanen, he is just completely isolated from the rest of his team. As HumbleGod going pretty deep here, was chasing after Spartan and Skylark. Looks like we are going to lose the Shadow Shaman, which trying his best to help out, but the roll forward coming out from Soxa, plus that blast, will be able to take down the Shaman, and they'll find themselves another pick-off here. Soxa going perhaps just a bit too far, as the rest of OG sitting up over on this cliff face, waiting for them to get too greedy, waiting for them to jump onto Ana, but it looks like they're playing a little safe here now.
The way that they're just running it's just like OG, you know, just like the way that they like to play it, and just making the chaos happen around the enemy triangle into an Alchemist trap. They're just running away with this one, even though, you know, it's only 2k lead, but you're playing with it. It's that much more effective. It's just another display by OG this game where it's the battling. It's constant battling, and the downtime that Brame has to take. The chemical rage is gone and Doom is down. It's like, how do you fight? While OG, I feel like they don't have to rely on anything. Stampede Fields gets always up. OG.Ana has no they can just always keep running at them. Just keep the battle coming, and then Alchemist can't actually get his good farm that he'd like to.
It's such controlled chaos, though. Like, that's such the interesting thing about that. You Now you watch No-Tail run in, immediately pop the ult, the roll coming through as well. Ana, he looks like he's trapped in the corner, and I know Brame, they're like, oh, we're gonna get him, you know, they're running after them, they want this. But just No-Tail in a good position, throwing out heals, just all the pieces really just came together. Seb had a great double stomp.
Yeah. It really is just funny.
Oh, focus.
Healing coming out as focus.
Oh,
Chemical range, but
I mean, he's been fine. It's hard to keep going throughout that false promise at the very least, keep him alive, but they do manage to pick up over onto Thompson, so that's looking pretty good. Spartan now, it looks like he is going to get taken down, but you know what? He hit his R button, he kept focus alive, and that is what a good Oracle should do. But unfortunately, this is looking a little scary now here for Wish because he doesn't have anyone to keep him alive. The follow-up don't put the circle boards, get a nice slide off, being able to hold his plays over onto Seb. Wish now forced away Skylark, he's big and tanky, but doesn't have any mana left. There's going to be a roll forward coming out for Soxa. Focus, chasing after Soxa. They're looking for an opening, but in comes Ana over onto the back line. He's a little bit too far forward. Beautiful stop, though, coming out from Seb. Over on the side as Ana runs away. He's going to be protected. They'll end up losing Soxa. They end up losing No-Tail. Seb running, just galloping away, but they're just going to keep chasing after this pony, and one more hit. Focus will happily take that kill.
okay, they pushed the limits a little bit too much. They just kept going and going and going. Everyone's running out of mana, running out of health, still continuing to go. And now the Radiance, it's starting to, that one is starting to hurt. The Radiance ticks, plus there's even the Scorched Earth AoE damage. They're starting to tick them a bit low. And they did lose Thompson, as you said, early on. And a very different item build too for Thompson. I saw him building it straight Octarine. Since he just builds in from the Aetherland, and Aetherlands is just such a core item on him, he wanted to just go for the full finish.
Well, game is still very young here. We're only at 17 minutes,
Yeah.
despite the fact we have seen quite a lot of fighting. Maybe it'll end up paying off.
Maybe. I haven't seen a rushed Octarine. He'd probably feel like he's got such a comfy game.
Why not? Why not?
Very popular. Just go for an item, you know?
Thompson is, of course, right underneath the ward here.
Dire
Ward off the jump forward here from Seth, but immediately the Delta split. Focus is still in the vicinity, though. Needs to be a little bit careful because the rest of OG, they're on their way. Might be a little bit too greedy. I get it. You want to fight them for this, but I don't think this was the play here. Optimus. Raptor comes out. Good save here from Spartan. We'll keep Focus alive just a little bit longer. So Spartan, again, he is going to be the one who gets jumped on. Down he goes. Couple slides. Focus still alive and kicking. No mana to speak of. The rest of OG looking very healthy.
They just force the issue so hard. Like, they know he's going to go back in there. They just know. They're like, all right, whatever. He's going to get the ball from us. Force it. Just go. Force this. You know, we're making space on him. Goes right back to bottom. Farming. We're applying so much pressure. We're never giving them this, like, this looming downtime where it's like, oh my god, Alchemist is getting too big. Oh no. Like, look at immediately. They just run into the enemy jungle again. 3-4 heroes just continue applying this pressure. Brame, they have to poke them out. They have to get the rats out of their house.
They're struggling to do it, that's for sure.
Yep. They do have Skylark with BKB though, so he's a lot stronger now, especially into OG Draft 2. They're all kind of magical. Even like the PL, sure, your physical component, like you're about to defuse one, about to burn. This will be pretty helpful for them to actually initiate the fights on their own authority.
under attack.
Like things have calmed down just a tiny bit. Get a bit of a breather here from all the fighting that's been going on. But it does definitely feel like Ana has just been allowed to kind of play his own game. And it almost feels like, too, you know, he doesn't feel pressured to be a part of these fights. He shows up sometimes. They keep him alive. It feels like he's the golden goose in a sense right now. Just making sure that he's happy and healthy, and we're making space.
It's an excellent PL game. Right? The only thing he really has to worry about is getting doomed, which that should never really happen as PL, and just the Ember Spirit getting too big illusions throughout the majority game. Everything else, it looks great for PL. Like Shadow Shaman and Oracle, they do pretty much nothing to you. You're gonna just walk right through these two. You're gonna be clean up wards. Same thing even with like the Alchemist. It can be tough. Alch takes some more time before he wants to deal with PL, but then PL's fine.
Yeah, I
to
think
just be much more ahead as you wanted to be able to deal with that PL. He just isn't.
I mean, we talk about the Alchemist as being kind of like an aha pick, but I mean, there's not, once you pick those supports up fairly early, you don't have a good way to deal with the Spambless. I mean, a lot of people right now are saying the Dazzle shard, right? with the fact that you can hex the with the poison touch multiple targets.
Handsome devil
Seems to be pretty
aren't I?
nice, but like maybe we'll go, they'll find themselves a pickoff to get the boot on, but they're right near a town. I don't know about this, Brame. I like the hook spot on you guys, but yeah, Witch finds a kill on Thompson over on the back lines. They'll be able to clean up over onto Socks, and now No Tail running for his life. Skylark is here, manages to go. Getting one of these nice hits, tries to body block a bit, waiting for Wish to just catch up here. They need maybe a nuke here from Spartan, but not going to be able to quite get that final couple hits of damage.
Good. Catch Thompson just walking, maybe even TPing into the midst of the fray, and they just take him out instantly. Seb, he tanks through it all, but get the big target.
That's surprising. Again, I was worried. Like going right underneath the tower like that, I figured that they would end up paying for just being maybe a little bit too greedy. But again, hey, check this out on this side of the map. Ana continues to farm.
Dire's top tower is under
I guess that's why they just chose not to. He's getting enough, and it just was an awkward place. Yeah, it definitely looked weird. Two supports starting on the center. Ends up working out pretty decently.
There's the
And
shark.
Alchemist still getting farm, but yeah, it's not what you want to see him. 100 gold, the PL is right. He's thinking right on his track. They want to be much more ahead in this game.
Be interesting to
And
see.
yeah, the shard. You said from the PL.
It'll be very interesting to see now, with the fact that Stoneman has this Blink Dagger, if they're going to be able to get better engagements. It's coming out over on the Courier, I believe. Again, we talked about this. He loves playing Shadow Shaman. This guy is very, very aggressive. It's fun to watch, but the way that OG has been moving just as 5, it's very difficult.
It doesn't feel like the Blink's gonna have too much of effect into what he's playing. It's nothing that he really just is like, wow, I got this hero. You know, there's so many different ways that OG can bail each other out. The shields, the stampedes, just even stunning or silencing the Shadow Shaman who's getting the lockdown. Yeah, it does feel like it's gonna be tough for Stoneman to have a big impact with this.
Skylark will ping out. I believe it broke the smoke on No Tail.
Handsome devil aren't I?
On this high ground, Skylark, he has the blink too, so blink and BKB. He's got this good initiation for his team for the follow-up, so he can remove some heroes.
Otherwise, it's pretty quiet again.
Yeah, slowed down a decent amount. I've seen Seb switch his build like 11 in the last 2 minutes. He's now queued up the Ag, so Ag's also got buffed. Duration by 1.
Radiant's middle tower
And
is under attack.
strong.
Oh, they still had the middle tower up. Goodness. There's more to get used. Thompson's gonna try to force the 3-point bomb. The jump forward, the blink over onto Skylark. Hold on to the back lines with the silence. Look at this magnetized damage coming out. Plus the life drag. Spartan's gonna go down first. There's gonna be no saves for you here. And that BKB over at Skylark looks really pretty, but it hasn't been able to do a whole heck of a lot. So they'll jump back. They'll get the hold up over here on Skylark. Get a nice stop down. Go Saksa. And the follow-up. Seb's gonna be able to walk away. But they've got so much damage. This is not looking great here for the Alchemist. He's gonna try to one-wall now. He needs some help from the rest of his team, but he doesn't have it. He doesn't have Spartan there to keep him alive. Another slide coming out, just trying to discourage them from going too hard here. But a nice engagement here coming out from OG.
Oh, and surprising to see that Brame actually sets himself up for this mid tower. They actually showed everybody. I mean, I think we'll probably see that if we do have it. They showed all of their heroes. So it's not just exactly the target goes up.
Get in there. How do you make things happen? Buffy again. Guards standing nearby. And they have the ward down. This rush Skylark though, jumping on into the middle. They're gonna be able to do it, but it still goes down. And then that's gonna be HumbleGod grabbing up that Aegis. Stop forward, coming after Spartan. Down he goes. The rest of the side of Team Bright just running away. The roll forward, they get the heads off. Focus, running, wants to get back into his base as fast as possible, wants nothing to do with the rest of this fight. Doesn't end up stunning himself, but he's safely into the base. But you know who's not? Is gonna be, of course, Dominan. And they're going a bit deep here, trying to just get this kill on the phone because They're just running in. They don't focus. Is he gonna make it out alive? Yes, they managed to go and keep him out, but it's not looking great here for this as they're trying to run. Wish is gonna go down though, as Spartan manages to get himself back. And oh my God, Ana, he wants in the fountain dive. pretty big dive coming out from him there.
What? It forced 3 buybacks somehow. Like, it's a little cloudy, but all right.
A little?
A little cloudy diving all the way into the fountain to try to get this Alchemist. Hey, some of the kills are value to dive, but once he goes into the fountain, it's all over. As OG is having fun here. Feels probably pretty confident because Alchemist has been so broken, and you know when you're in these type of games, when Alchemist, you click on him, 26 minutes, you look at that inventory, you're feeling real good if you're on side OG. He's not 6-slotted, he's not even close to it, in fact. So, yeah, they're still feeling very confident in themselves.
Gotta look at Ana's face during all of this, because I don't get to watch this when I'm casting play-by-play, right? I don't get to look at, and it's the face of a stone cold killer right there. Just like, it's fine. All right, maybe when,
Ana never makes any reaction, right? It's just like, oh no, I died. Meant a few words.
and much talent for sure. There we go, there's the smile at the end. I want to know he's having fun, right? You know, we've taken him away from Maple Story to make him play Dota. I want to know he's at least having a good time.
Someone actually drops the Serpent Ward to try to backdoor the mid tower, but the creep wave is there. It actually does next to nothing. Tower's still alive, 120 HP. And now they won't have that for the next moments. Lots of neutral items dropping down here.
This is indeed raining neutral items.
What does Wish have? So Wish now has his BKB, he's got his mail shield, he'll be able to pick up the Orb of Destruction. Actually decently strong versus that PL in a way, but still missing. He probably wants to have a mule there. He needs to clear out the illusions a little bit better. And OG, they're not giving that time. Arcane Ruin, Octarine, Kaya Sage. Opson's just gonna knock down this tower and no.
He is having a good time, that's for sure.
My god, look at this damage. 2.2 they gotta slow it down.
Comes right back at him!
Soxa, I'm surprised he even has a Lotus. It's so okay. Yeah, he has such a quick Lotus orb. I don't think they expected that at all. And now, no Doom, and he also had a Kaya Sage, so you know that nice little status resist will make the Doom disappear even faster. And now they go.
That feels
no Serpent Wards. Fight's not gonna be.
Spartan has to be so careful with his positioning here. He's going to be so necessary to try to keep focus. Or Wish alive. Like, who do you prioritize here? Now forward though, he has the Stamina Man. Just going to get the Hex off. Another Lotus coming out. Silence and the Disarm. Over here onto the Alchemist. Life Drain, but still regenerating very quickly. As there is no mana left for this guy. But Disarm again.
Yeah, they have to be quite cautious, especially on Skylar. The couple folks on him, and he's like out of mana. OG.Ana just resetting those illusions in on anybody he sees to just trickle away that mana. They will commit onto this melee round.
Alright, jump forward again, trying to just put some damage over on HumbleGod. But look at him, he's just getting sniped away. Forces the BKB out over here onto the Duke, which is very far in. Where's the rest of his team? He might have gone up just a little bit too far, but it looks like with that BKB running, he's allowed to walk away. But that's not how you want to use that BKB, because then he just jumps right on in. So no, the slice of the Charybdis down goes Wish. He has no buybacks. Spartan is not going to make it out alive either. Both of them down.
Damn.
And those, are we fountain diving? Are we doing this? Are we doing this? He's going right on in. He wants to go and just murder everyone. So many men just go on to play for a little bit longer here. This OG is just not showing any mercy. Is on a second the wards. It's going to help to get helped out here by No Tail, but he's just going to town. Eventually, though. Eventually, he dies. Look at his face. He's having a great time playing Dota here. Dominant has that hold, but down he goes as well. They have slayed the humble god. With him being not so humble. And Focus.
They're just having fun here.
Focus trying to put some damage on, trying to get him out of his house. Spartan, he is just, yeah, that was a little close.
There you go, Spartan. Got your 80 gold there.
Focus just, focus. A little cheeky.
He wants something. There's no PL. They need to get something. They won't have any hope in this game.
It's so hard though, stuff's so tanky. No Tail's got all the heal. Thompson can just go and heal him up as well. They have so much sustain coming out from the side of OG. They're not bouncing anything. That's not good over on the back no escape for him. Down he goes. He's only dead for like 30-something seconds, though. He's gonna be back up in no time.
Over your fountain. You know, that's...
Dire's bottom tower.
That's some
is under
mental
attack.
warfare right there.
That was pretty brutal. And, I mean, little things in this fight, and Sox is just doing God's work. Just silences and shows us every single time. Seven, far forward, but immediately covered.
Yeah, no tail's not worried at all, and in comes the Humble God again. He's just gonna burn through all of Wish's mana. They're all forward. They get the Disarm on, and the Decrepify will be able to go take down some of the Witches next to fall. They do manage to get the Doom off, but it doesn't do a whole heck of a lot. There's so many ways to keep this little guy alive and kicking, although Focus is trying to best he can. Alright, they do finally slay Thompson. But Humble God is deep in the base here. Buyback now coming out from Thompson. Spartan just gets chopped down again. It's another 30 seconds on the clock for this guy. Focus, oh, Focus. He's trying to get himself back into this fountain. Will they go for a fountain time again? Yeah, I don't know why I even bothered asking that question. They're just going right after Focus. They get the stuff off over on the side coming out. Both the centaur and of course the Doom. He wants this kill and he's gonna be able to grab it. The buyback though immediately. They're really angry. They don't like this. They don't like the fact that this Phantom Lancer has been allowed to basically take a poop in their own fountain.
Pretty much. And look at Thompson. He's like, all right, you guys do that. Big space. They can go like, you know, my God, OG. There's really no mercy in this game. It's just showing a real understanding of how much they just destroyed the draft. Really, right? Like, even this Optimus, sure, he was ridiculously hard, but the way that they dissipated
I love how the game's not even over yet, Bond. You're like, man, look at this beautiful draft. And look at the way, they do manage to kill that tail. That is one of their saves. Now Thompson does have to be a little bit careful here because they're on his heels, and he doesn't have a no-tail to keep him alive. He's gonna try to go for the life drain again, but it comes Focus. They're gonna get dead Thompson again. In fact, yes it is. They will just perhaps a little bit too far, but Ana over here chasing after this Oracle gets himself yet another kill. Turns his attention now over to Stallman. He's gonna try to get this kill on Focus. They're trying to give him a rampage. I'm pretty sure of it right now. They're just keep running and chasing. And they're going right back into the fountain yet again. They're trying to help him out at this point. That's a Wish again. Just...
that was loud.
Seth goes down for that. Oh, Wish he's still alive, my friend. He's gonna die fairly soon, I have a feeling. But, you know, he made it out the first time. Now, alright, down goes Wish. Focus running back into the battle. Look at the tips coming out. The Humble God is back. Look at him. Show mercy. God bless. God bless. Spartan's got himself a ghost scepter now. He wants nothing to do with this. Sox, Alright. He's finally gonna die. But, how long was that fight? I'm pretty sure they started the fight, and then Ana actually just ran down mid to be a part of it again.
Holy moly. Right? Like, this is just them fountain diving. Look at the wards. They have the fountain diving wards even set up just at the ready. Is there a Roche spawn? Like, we need to have it something in favor for Brame here, please. Roche, 20 seconds. They might be able to actually do this with this, because they have some of the prep they got S, right? A lot of people get it in time before that PL is up, and they're gonna go out and get his value. Been on the left side of the map in that long.
Yeah, that's because they set up camp at the Dyer's base. They've moved on. It was a new life over the mountains.
These double bounties that get left are that much more valuable with the Alchemist.
They are indeed.
Roche is up. All right.
Radiant
Shaman. This is a dead shaman. So he's buying a little bit more time. They might be able to get the nope. Down he goes. They've got their eyes again over here onto Thompson. He's gonna decrepify himself and buy himself a little bit more time. The BKB over here onto Witch, but they'll be able to root into place. As now Thompson, the rest of the team coming in hot. No-Tail trying his best, wants to try to keep him alive if possible. But over on the back lines, No-Tail is gonna go down. Wish next to fall. Thompson, oh, did they go a little bit too far here? Because focusing him dead. He's trying to life drain as best as he can, but Thompson does indeed go down. Steph chasing after Spartan here, and he's not gonna be able to grab it. The Humble got himself, he's teleporting. He wants to be a part of this. He wants to get some of those kills. And there's no fountain for him to dive this time just yet, so perhaps he'll last a bit longer here, but That is 3 dead on the side of Brame. No buyback.
Back to hell with
I
back
think
to hell with.
instead of just at 5-man setting up for that rush, you know, they did definitely have a chance to go in there with the PL dead, but
Did
they went for Thompson, and then the fight all kicks off. Chaos goes down. PL respawns now, and now they don't get anything really out of it. Wished and for a very long time. And a full butterfly now for the humble god himself.
There is a rapier picked up, Bogd. Did you see that?
Yeah, but it's not that good anymore versus versus evasion, unfortunately.
Focus would like to give Ana a rapier as an offering to the humble god.
Yeah, it actually hurts quite a lot. Like if he had this, if this was last match, I'd be like, okay, it's awkward, be okay versus PL, but the evasion, it's no true strength anymore.
There's a tier 2 up in bottom, and they just like breezed right past it, and they were like, oh, is anybody hanging around here? Anyone we can murder? Roche is up though, and this has the ag shard. So who would you put that on?
I want Sam to actually get it. I love this Centaur shard, but I think they're probably gonna give us the advantage with the shield and just go back to this game. And it
Depends on if they want to be safe or if they want to have some fun. The answer is always fun first. Oh.
Cost too much.
It's better than my friends. They call him Kentar War Runner, so.
Centaur took the shard. Alright, let's watch how much health he can get. As people who don't know, it refreshes. Every time you use it, it gives you 15% strength. And it slows your enemies by. So you actually get to a point where you're like at 10,000 CP. If you do get the 5 stack, so. Pretty crazy.
That's horrifying sounding.
Pretty cool, actually. I saw it a couple times. Humble God, the Aegis,
The question is, does Humble God want to actually finish the game, or does he want to keep farming up, you know, heroes?
He got the tower, now it's time to go.
Now he's just chasing after farm. He's like, alright, I'm not going to get any of these saves going on. Down you go. There's no buyback on him. Go for the stampede. He's running right into the fountain yet again. He wants dominant. All the illusions. It's a good step though here coming up for focus. You have to remember, he does have a rapier. So that is going to be the Aegis going down. They've got ways to lock him down. They have to be quick about that. Silence that coming up from Sox buys a little bit more time. Ana gets dominant again. Those should be able to go clean up once and he's like, I see there's a rapier here. I would like that, but you know, we'll focus over here on the Wish. Has to be careful. Next stop coming out from the side and then follow up with Costa. Now goes dominant. They want this. They want to get as many kills as they can get here. Wish trying to run away. Can't run very far because it is, of course, his own fountain. But the creeps are just running the game for them while all of this is going down. GG gets called. Humble God, have mercy as OG. They're looking real nice now with Ana back on the squad.
Oh my god. Yeah, that was something. They hit a timing. They never gave